This evening, AFC calls on the government to raise the minimum wage in both the private and public sectors. 18-year-old killed in early morning accident. Minister of Education warns teachers against corporal punishment of students. In the region, Brazil's hopes on NEYMAR to bring home a sixth World Cup. And internationally, Syria economic crisis, displaced struggles as aid groups cut funds. Welcome to another broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Ranks of the Ghana Police Force are investigating a fatal accident which claimed the life of an 18-year-old male at Le Reservoir, East Coast Demerara on Saturday, 19th November 2022. Dead is Sudesh Mahadio of Lot 20 Beehive, East Coast Demerara. Enquiries disclosed that around 1:15 a.m., motorcar PKK 2362, driven by a male whose name and address are so far unknown, was proceeding east along the northern carriageway of the Le Reservoir public road at a fast rate of speed. The driver lost control of the vehicle. In the process, the car spun twice and collided with a concrete fence just off the road's northern edge. The vehicle at the time had two occupants. The deceased, Mahadio, who was seated on the left front passenger seat, and Komal Ratwi, a 19-year-old of Beehive, who was seated on the rear passenger seat. During this collision, Sudesh Mahadio was flung through the front windshield onto the road surface. He was lying motionless while the driver and the other occupants of the vehicle were stuck in the vehicle. An ambulance was summoned to the scene where the doctor on duty pronounced Mahadio dead. The body was subsequently taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital's mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination. The driver was admitted as a patient of the Georgetown Public Hospital in a critical condition. Investigations are in progress. The Alliance for Change urges the government to make the recently announced pay rise for public sector employees non-taxable. Also, a rise of the minimum wage in both the private and public sectors. AFC's leader, Kemraj Ramjitan, made the call during a virtual press conference on Friday. Last week, President Mohamed Irfan Ali announced an 8% retroactive increase for public servants, teachers, members of the disciplinary services, constitutional office holders, and government pensioners. However, the AFC leader stated that given the current state of Ghana's economy, the increase may not be sufficient.
Moreover, the effect of present-day inflation on the purchasing power of public servants require more than the 7% and 8% increases the PPP government unilaterally has granted last year and this year. Inflation rate, which is estimated to be over 10% this year and even more last year, have eaten into the income of public servants, and hence superior increases rather than 7% for 2021 and 8% in 2022 is what our public servants deserve.
The party leader believes that an increase across the board widens the wealth gap amongst public sector beneficiaries. Furthermore, Ramjitan stated that the government should consider what constitutes a living wage and insist that the minimum wage for private and public sector workers be raised to $150,000 per month.
The government, as we said, is not with empty coffers. It has a huge amount of money, far more than anything that rice, sugar, bauxite, gold has ever provided as a result of that petroleum agreement that we signed on in 2016. They are reaping a bonanza today, and yet they are not doing anything to increase the lives of ordinary workers, especially public servants. And so to specifically ask, it is in the vicinity of about $150,000 as a basic minimum. And we feel too that should cut across.
Police in London are investigating the fatal stabbing of a 22-year-old female teacher at 1 Mile Extension, Wismar-Linden on Sunday, November 20th, 2022. Dead is 22-year-old Kelly Charlotte, a teacher of 1 Mile Extension, Wismar-Linden, who was allegedly murdered by her child's father, 28-year-old Leston Baines, a truck driver of 1 Mile Extension, Wismar-Linden. Enquiries disclosed that Charlotte ended the relationship with Baines and was living with her 27-year-old sister at the time of the incident. According to the sister, around 10 a.m. on Sunday, Baines visited the home and collected his son. Sometime around 9:15, he came back to return the child. Charlotte went to the front door to collect the child when her sister heard her shouting her name. The woman immediately ran to the front of the house where she saw the suspect stabbing her sister about her body with a knife. The woman immediately called the police while the suspect made good his escape on foot. The 22-year-old mother of one was taken to the Linden Hospital complex by police ranks where she was pronounced dead on arrival. The woman's body was escorted to the pensioner's funeral home and it is presently awaiting a post-mortem examination. Police are on the hunt for the suspect, Leston Baines, as investigations continues. Stick around after the break. Body of boat captain allegedly pushed overboard by 2 passengers found, and Minister of Education warns teachers against corporal punishment of students.
Give your home or office some shine. Fortune Investment Company. We provide reliable commercial and residential professional cleaning services in Guyana. We clean homes and commercial offices. Other services offered are floor care and tile polishing, interior auto detailing services, power washing, weeding and cleaning, and carpet, couch, and mattress cleaning. We are committed to keeping your homes and offices squeaky clean. Call us now at 592-689-7558 or 592-639-6365 or visit us at 3430 Jackson North Rumville, Georgetown, Guyana. Fortune Investment Company. When we say clean, we mean spotless.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our stores, you're welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. However, Maison Francois is more than just chocolate. We serve lunch, dinner, afternoon tea, and even Sunday morning mimosa brunch. Our convenient location at 133 Thomas Street, Kitty, makes it the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. Treat yourself with the taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown. Only at Maison Francois.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Minister of Education Priya Manichan has warned teachers against abusing or beating students in the classroom as she urged them to find new and civilized disciplinary methods. The Education Minister explained that she is notified through social media on any given day of teachers abusing students. As she spoke to the young Syria College of Education trainees, Manichan said The evolving world requires new approaches. Speaking on the conduct of teachers, the minister underscored that whatever behavior is presented in the classroom would affect children either positively or negatively. This comes in light of several reports of students being beaten by teachers in the classroom. The minister added that teachers have to understand that every child in the classroom could be adversely affected by a terrible attitude or feel like the most valuable human being by a good attitude. She added that sometimes it is not what you teach but how you make the children feel. Minister Manichan cautioned that these educators would be held accountable by the ministry and the nation. The body of a 55-year-old boat captain who went missing after being allegedly pushed overboard 40 feet off the Wismar shore in Linden was discovered in the Demerara River in the vicinity of Christiansburg, Wismar on Sunday, November 20, 2022. Elric Alexander, a boat captain of Silver City, Wismar, was allegedly pushed overboard by two passengers who appeared to be of unsound mind. According to a police report, the incident occurred around 1 a.m. on Saturday, November 19th in the Demerara River. Inquiries disclosed that Alexander was at the time operating a blue and white passenger boat owned by Leslie Erna, who resides overseas. Reports said that around 1 a.m., Alexander was on the Mackenzie shore awaiting passengers when Brian Hermanstein, a 25-year-old unemployed man of Amelia's Ward, Mackenzie, and Eldon Hermanstein, a 24-year-old unemployed man of Redwood Crescent, Mackenzie, boarded the boat for Wismar shore. While the boat was about 40 feet off the Wismar shore, Alexander was allegedly pushed out of the boat and submerged underwater. The boat then proceeded north on the Demerara River. Persons reported the matter to the police and they located the boat in the vicinity of Spikeland. The boat was then brought to shore along with the two suspects and they were told of the allegations, arrested and escorted to the Wismar police station and placed in custody. The police searched the Demerara River for Alexander, but the man's body was not located at the time. However, the body was discovered around 10 a.m. the following day by relatives who were part of a search party. Police ranks examined the body for marks of violence, but none were seen. The body is at the pensioner's funeral home awaiting a post-mortem examination and investigations are in progress. Don't go away after the break. Syria economic crisis, displaced struggle as aid group cuts funds, and Brazil's hopes on NEYMAR to bring home a 6th World Cup.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Give your home or office some shine. Fortune Investment Company. We provide reliable commercial and residential professional cleaning services in Guyana. We clean homes and commercial offices. Other services offered are floor care and tile polishing, interior auto detailing services, power washing, weeding and cleaning, and carpet, couch, and mattress cleaning. We are committed to keeping your homes and offices squeaky clean. Call us now at 592-689-7558 or 592-639-6365 or visit us at 3430 Jackson North Rumville, Georgetown, Guyana. Fortune Investment Company. When we say clean, We mean spotless.
Hey, this is your fancy vehicle and that is your house?
Yes, this is my vehicle and actually I'm waiting on my land. I'm actually renting this house for $50,000.
$50,000? You head more? You crazy? You mad? You head no good? Why you buy? Look, let me show you the light. Come with me.
Come on down to Fabulous Homes today. Pay $50,000 every month for 36 months or until you reach 50% of your house costs. Move in after 75% of the cost has been paid.
This is wonderful. Let's go. Sign me up.
Alright, let me go and dash you your landlord.
To explore our home ownership program, check our Facebook page for more information or come down to our office at Avalon Friendship.
Hey, Chinese, thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
You got through?
Yes.
Call us at 227-1380 or 615-8740. Fabulous Homes International Realty, changing tenants into homeowners.
At Fabulous Homes, we bring your dreams to life.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Brazil wants its star striker NEYMAR to help bring home a 6th FIFA World Cup title. Al Jazeera's Monica Yankee reports.
Football coach Betinho teaches the game like a dance, a combination of hip twisting, knee lifting, and ginga, or Brazilian swing. Add to that a touch of deception, and you're ready to steal the ball from your opponent. Easier said than done. But young Neymar followed the rules of his first instructor to the T.
Neymar was very smart in school and on the field. He's a great imitator. He'd pick the best tricks from the greatest players and make them his own.
Roberto Antônio dos Santos, or Betinho, first spotted Neymar when the future star was 5 years old. Former football player Neymar Sr. had taken his son to watch him play.
I saw this child climb up and down the stands with an unusual agility. He had quick reflexes, body control, and the makings of a star. I asked to meet his parents and started training him in indoor football until he was old enough to move on.
Betinho helped Neymar join the youth leagues of the Santos team. Santos is one of Brazil's biggest teams with a glorious past. It has been the breeding ground of many stars, notably Pelé, and it was here that Neymar made his professional debut at 17, and where he reached international fame. While playing for Santos, Neymar averaged a goal every other match and helped the club win the prestigious Libertadores, the team's first since the 60s, during Pelé's time. From there, he went on to play for Barcelona until 2017, when he signed a record-breaking $260 million transfer deal with Paris Saint-Germain. Most Brazilians consider Neymar a native from Santos, the largest port in Latin America. But he was born into a simple and humble family near the city of Mogi das Cruzes.
People here ask me how I recall helping deliver Neymar when 400 babies are born in this hospital every month. I remember because his father played for the local team at the time and was well known in Mogi.
Off the field, he's had his fair share of bad press. A tax evasion scandal and a rape accusation, which courts dismissed after considering Neymar a victim of an intended scam. At the time, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro stood by the player.
I believe Neymar is innocent.
In return, Neymar endorsed Bolsonaro's failed bid for a second term in an extremely divisive election in October, prompting criticisms from Brazilian fans who supported his adversary, President-elect Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva.
Neymar said what he thought instead of sitting on the fence. The fence is for cowards.
While the Brazilian squad is in Qatar, aiming for an unprecedented 6th World Cup title, back in Santos, Betinho is preparing a new generation of Neymars. Monica Yankee of Santos, Brazil, Al Jazeera.
Living conditions in opposition-held areas of Syria are deteriorating due to a lack of jobs and aid organizations reducing support. Food and fuel prices have also increased, Al Jazeera's Siniem Gosuglu reports.
You may think this is a traffic jam, but these lines are caused by a shortage of fuel in Idlib, the most densely populated city in northwest Syria. Ahmed, like many others here, used a motorbike to get around. He was only able to buy 1 liter of fuel, and it cost him $2, a price considered high in the area.
This much won't even get me from home to work. Fuel is only available through the local council. You must register, and there is a long list. If it goes on like this, we won't be able to feed our families.
The Salvation Government of Idlib, founded by a former Al-Qaeda affiliate, has imposed taxes and limited fuel and sugar sales.
The local government is to blame for the shortage because it is not importing enough fuel. The black marketeers sell it to the people at 3 times the normal price. Can you believe that we burn shoes sometimes? We are fed up with our lives.
At least 4 million live in Idlib. Most have fled their homes in other provinces. Nearly half the population lives in refugee camps and depends on humanitarian aid to survive.
I've been burning firewood for the past 2 months. I couldn't even fill my gas cylinder because I can't afford it. I wish I could live like a human being.
The plunging currency in Turkey has spilled over into the city, which adopted the Turkish lira more than 2 years ago. While the world is focused on the humanitarian crisis caused by the war in Ukraine, Syrians are battling with international funding shortfalls. They're hoping that donors and governments will remember their commitments in this 12-year war. Sinem Kösoğlu, Al Jazeera.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-minute forecast. All for this edition of Channel 2's Headline News Update. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.